Hello, welcome to the daily political tarot readings here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. I'm here 365 days of the year to take your 12 political questions out of the chat. Anything in the chat in all caps is how you communicate with me, and other than that, please just type normally. We have epic troll slayers who keep us safe, and we have a fantastic community. It's the main reason I do not promote this channel. Is because I'm really concerned what it would do to the community, because we have such a good community. 10% of my income from everything Black and Orange goes to Feeding America at feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country, and is an ongoing thing since I started the channel when it was first monetized in October of 2018. So you really can't get rid of me. Try as you might. All right. Boo Boo Zen Kitty is underneath the blanket here. This little lump in the corner. So if you suddenly see this moving, that's what that is. And someone was saying yesterday that they have the same humidifier that I do, the little dinky one, and was asking what I used to clean it. I actually use rubbing alcohol. But I wanted to say, don't forget to take off the nozzle at the top. Just shimmy it off. And the underside, there's a plastic piece. It looks like it can't be removed, but it can. It's actually sitting on two posts. And if you wiggle it, it'll pop off. And then when you go to put it back on, the posts are actually two different sizes. So you won't actually be able to put it in upside down when you put it back. But it's hard to catch. It's hard to get every last little bit because it's a humidifier, and I don't want to use a lot of chemicals in it. But it grows mold because that's what they do. Oh my gosh, Judy, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, well, I've got your questions in the description box right now. Thank you again, Judy. If you are watching this on replay, hello, you can go down in the description box. All the questions are listed out there. I timestamp them as I go. And I timestamp them as I go, and so I got distracted because K. Rubia said salt in all caps. It's like salt. I don't think you can do that. I don't think. Anyway, sorry. You can go down the description box. You can skip all this. You can go straight to the questions on any of the live streams. So, all right. But anyway. But I just bring that up because it takes some work to keep it clean, but I keep mine clean. Oh yeah. With these allergies, yeah. So anyway, all right. I have a whole box of rubbing alcohol in the basement, just right there, ready for use. Hello. All right, everybody. Yes, a round of applause for all of us in this community. Yes, Pamela Bryant. You guys are awesome. Okay, Rubia says, run salt in the water. It's antifungal. Cool. Teresa Ford says, vinegar will also kill mold and be safe. Great. Okay. I'm going to start with number one at 4 minutes, 30 seconds in. I'm sorry about the phone. It's not mine. The light is very weird today. It's going to go up into the 40s here in Chicago. It's 42 here in Chicago, so all the snow is melting. And then tonight, it's going to freeze. So all that runoff is going to freeze, and then it's going to snow on top of it and go down to like 15 degrees Fahrenheit tonight. Yikes. So Harriet Hollis had a question yesterday that I was afraid I wouldn't be able to do justice to. So I wanted to wait until today to do it. So Harriet Hollis asked, what is going to be the best month for Democrats this year? So in 2022. Floating Lotus Women's Wellness said, R.E. Harriet's question, will the same month be bad for the GOP? So I figured, well, it's February. So I'll do 2 rows. Democrats, Republican. And get a sense. I don't think I can move the, let's see if I move my planner. I don't know if I can move this down enough for you to see. Maybe? We'll see. We'll try it.
Okay.
There. That might help with the lighting. Let me see what I can do. All right. I feel like I should be saying jacks are wild, aces are low. Place your bets. What's each month going to look like for Republicans and Democrats? Democrats in 2020, starting with February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Does not fit, but here we are. All right, so those are the Democrats. Let me see if I can make some space here. All right, and I'm really not going to have space for the Republicans, but let's try. Republicans 2022. Marie Hansen says a double row will fit. Oh, I understand, but I'm about to do Republicans here. Republicans 2022. February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Card for this reading is this would definitely be there was A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. This is Return of the Jedi. This is the Democrats moving forward. Maybe growing a spine. That would be cool. It's my own party. I'm allowed to criticize them. It's like siblings. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually really nice to my siblings. Democrats in 2022. So this month, February. All right, they're working for the people. All right, fair enough. Fighting Democrat. This includes Biden. This includes, really all of them. Fighting and worried about inflation, but jobs are recovering. Yeah, okay, but we're worried about America there. Okay. So it's February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Well, down in the November area, actually, I could get rid of this overlay for the moment. Let me see. If I go here and I scroll down. Ta-da! Yay! There we go. That works. All right. Yeah. Toward the end of the year, things get fraught, obviously, around the midterm elections. But what is the best month for Democrats? To be honest, I honestly think it's the fight against tyranny here. February, March, April, May, June, July. See, July is where, if they're going to have, say, a report, I imagine maybe it'll come out in July. But this feels like scholarly work. And then, of course, the people on the right show what fools they are in response. And at that point, we have corruption of the dynasty. And then this is November. So this is, people on the right are going to say that, unless there's a far right sweep, that if everything's, things are going to have to go to court, and things are going to have to, people are going to be doing things they're not supposed to be doing, or refusing certain things they shouldn't be refusing. This is a lot of law enforcement. This is a lot of going to the courts, legislature, possibly arresting some people. It's going to be fraught, but we kind of knew that. I mean, really, because we knew we knew they can be idiots, and we knew it was corrupt. So, and then as far as December goes, it's really only the core cultists who will really be there. So, meanwhile, Republicans, right now, they're trying to bully people. Yeah, okay. So, February, March, April, May, June, July, the January 6th committee. They're talking about, because of being sandbagged, people in the January 6th committee were saying that they may have to wait till May for the public hearings. All of that really hitting home. And then if this is the report coming out, boom. March, April, May, June, July. Yeah. August. Oh, just stupid decisions. What is it? As Sarah often says, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Put this down here. Shh. Stop making so much noise. Okay. June, July, August, September. Oh, it's all lies, lies. October. Oh, things might be looking pretty good for us. November. December. Refusal to work, refusal to accept. Oh, man. Oh, man, look at that. Look at the end of the year here. All right, I think these were February, March. Gee, I wonder if they'll actually do something about meadows. We're on day 59, is it? Have we hit day 60 yet of how long the DOJ has had the referral for Mark Meadows for contempt of Congress, and they've done nothing. That's the committee. This is Republicans trying to give as little or nothing. So February, March, and April, that's that. So I think I can take these off the board. And we can move this over. So, goodness gracious. I assume you guys can see well enough. I mean, I could take the time to flip them all around, but I would assume you guys can see. Sorry, that was a big clump of snow that just fell off the roof. Okay, having a quick look at the chat. Betty Harper saying, I can live with those cards. Yesy13 Lives saying, looks good. Excellent. Disrat says, playing the Star Wars Cantina song. Okay. Oh, this is a thing of beauty. May. This is the public hearings and the explanations of what happened. Explaining how the far right trying to have their victory that they did not deserve. June, the truth hurts. The truth hurts. No, you don't understand. The truth really hurts. So, yeah. So this is against the people going for the far-right victory. Where it really hurts, this is my card from Mar-a-Lago. And then this is, I think this is, whatever this scholarly work is, it's going to hurt a lot. So at that point, legal decisions have to be made. And Democrats are stupidly feeling a little bit like, well, there we go. Everything will be straightened out and sorted, and now the truth is out there, and America can get back to normal ways. And nice try. The corruption's still going to be there. This is the fight back by the far right. Everything in it is a lie. Everything's illegitimate, but they don't win that because October has the corruption of the dynasty. So I wonder if this is more New York stuff. The Republicans upset that the Democrats are getting some kind of boon, and then November fighting back for the legislature. The right going to be going nuts, trying to question everything because they're getting the death card. The Republicans are getting the death card for November. That does not bode well for them in the midterms. And then after that, for December, they're saying, we're not going to work with you. And Democrats are going to be dealing with still the cultists who are out there, but this feels like just the core group. It's smaller. So Let's take a moment and enjoy this. All right. So, okay. That's 2022. I think this is on a Friday. There we go. There we go. All right. Okay. Get the rest of my cards here. All right. So next we're going to be Go Home. Sarah Palin. Did you guys read the article about her yesterday? Because the thing about Sarah Palin is, I was just wondering, because basically, I should put 2130. Sarah Palin is trying to say that the New York Times defamed her. And, okay. So she got on the witness stand yesterday. I think my favorite moment was when she called objection, when she was on the stand and the judge had to tell her, you don't have the power to do that. Apparently when she first got up there for the first half hour or so, apparently she was very convincing and very reasonable and then after that, the wheels fell off. And then it was about, okay, how much damage did you suffer? How much pain and suffering did you have? And she was just like, no, I have a holistic way of dealing with things. What kind of damages did you suffer? That's why we're here. Did you go speak to a therapist? No. Did you go speak to a priest? No. Did you have to take medication? No. So, Betty Upper mine too. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what that's referring to, but anyway. No, she objected to something the other side's attorney asked her or said. She says she's on the stand and she says, objection. And the judge is like, you can't call objection. That's your lawyer's job. Oh yeah, and she didn't have no mask. No mask. Everyone else had masks on, not her. So I was wondering, and I'll read on her in just a second here, but I was the other thing I wanted to share with you guys. I was like, okay, I've got to look at her chart just for a second, just because how is she so disconnected? Like it all goes so very, very, very wrong. I mean, she gave a speech at the Republican National Convention that, you know, I think it was called her hockey mom speech. And it went down so well that, you know, she ended up with, that really got her up to the point where she was going to be potentially the vice president under McCain. But then she keeps talking and it just goes so horribly, horribly wrong. So, share share screen because I pulled it up. And it is not showing up. That's interesting. Because it was an older program. Maybe it's not registering. Hang on, because I've got it right here. Open with photos. There we go. Open in Windows Photos. There we go. I don't want to see more. I would like to see less. All right, that's the best I can do. Share screen, window. There it is. All right. I'm trying to remember because this is specifically and this is after that or before that? This is after that. All right, so in theory, I should be able to go back one or not. All right, apparently it's just going to be difficult. All right, we're just going to look at this. I was going to show you the right now. This is just highlighting Mercury, her communications. So she does have her moon is right there. This X is called the vertex. It's like a second ascendant. It's relatively obscure, but her moon, so her emotions are very much tied in with her communications here. And both you've got her sun, Mars, and Saturn, all of these all in one little area here in Aquarius, which is a stellium. If you have 3 or more planets or luminaries, what have you, in one spot, that's called a stellium. So this is the symbol for Aquarius. So she's got a ton of Aquarius energy. Her 2 luminaries, her sun, her sense of self, and her moon, her emotional needs and actions are all linked to this Aquarian, which can be very lovely, humanitarian, give equally to all. I mean, it is the sign of charities and humanitarianism. However, the dark side is it can be very, Mark Zuckerberg. It can be kind of cold and robotic, and there are good and bad sides to every sign. So her communications, this blue, this is a good aspect. It's aspecting her midheaven, which is how you present yourself to the world, in the sense of your career, your upward mobility. And it's great. Her communication helps her in that, in theory. And it's also in a good aspect to her Venus, which is what and how you love, can also impart some kind of beauty. So, and even at this trial, she had a really good turn of phrase. There was a really good line she had obviously worked on, but it was, the New York Times buys their ink by the barrel, and all I have is my number 2 pencil sitting at my kitchen table. And it's like, that's a good line. That's a good line. However, it's this green line right here. That is the problem. This is her ascendant. This is how you present yourself to the world. This is how you look. Whereas the midheaven is your career, your upward mobility. Back in the day, unfortunately not far enough in the past, when astrologers would try to see when a woman was going to get married, that kind of thing, they'd look at her midheaven if they could get it. Because when you became a married woman, you went up in standing in society. Appalling. But anyway, that's the difference. Someone who has, say, like Venus, goddess of beauty, on their ascendant, they tend to have a beautiful face. Um, the first person who comes to mind is Halsey. Halsey has Venus on her ascendant, and her face is very symmetrical and very. She has a lovely physical face. So that's the difference. This green line, it's there's another word for it, but I find it causes confusion because it's a weird word. I just used the other term for it, which is inconjunct. It basically means it's not directly across. If it was directly across, it would be here. But it's 30 degrees on. So it's not the 180 degrees, it's the 150. And what inconjunct means is there's a disconnect. I always joke about inconjuncts are kind of like my love life, two ships passing in the night. And it's not like, oh, you mean like whirlwind, one night romance? It's like, no, I'm on this ship. He's on that ship. It's dark. I think I can see him. He thinks he can see me. I kind of wave. And he kind of waves back, and we go our separate ways. That's inconjunct. On two whole different ships, just aware of each other, but it doesn't quite work. And that's what's happening with her communication and how she presents herself. It's good. Her emotions get tied up in what she's saying, and this energy is giving, this lovely Venus is giving that good energy, and this may be helping her rise in popularity in society, that kind of thing. But this just keeps going and going, and when that energy is going out to how she's presenting herself, like as a person. Oh gosh, you didn't really just say that. That's where that's coming from. So anyway, then you also have, and just briefly, her sun, her sense of self, is in the same place as her Mars, god of war, and Saturn, which is limitations, forms things. Think of the rings around Saturn. That all of that could be just chaos, but no. Saturn keeps it in perfect rings that are perfectly organized. Thank you very much. All of that energy is her sense of self, and that aggressiveness and those limitations in the sign of Aquarius, dealing with the world. Yeah. Which also grinds up against, if I could show you the other chart, it's actually grinding up against her midheaven because it's square. So it's grinding up against her midheaven, her sense of self. So anyway, so that's what's going on there. She also has where she would, McCain was known as the Maverick. Well, the Maverick, this is Uranus is the Maverick. It's the rebel. It's the forward thinker, the freedom loving, and it's up near her ascendant. But also in that first house is Pluto, which wants power. She's actually here. Her North Node is up here, and this is sad. Her North Node is in Cancer. Her work order in this life is to nurture. It's to nurture. It is to, all the good things you think of about mothers, even if you're not yourself a mother of a physical baby, just the nurturing, the supportive, the kindness, anyway. I think I lost some of you. I'm really not interested in all that. But there you go. That's Sarah Palin. So what's going to happen with her? I like that, Mel Broussard. I think my Mercury slipped back into retrograde for a while. Oh, good. Good. All right, Sarah Palin. 3 cards. What's going to happen to you? First of, oh, well, 3 cards on this. Really? So you're going to win lots of money from... Oh, and by the way, her reputation was so damaged by what the New York Times said that she was on The Masked Singer. But she's made sure, her lawyers have made sure that none of that footage can be shown in court. And they asked her, did you make money from that? She said it paid a few bills. Page of Pentacles. Here's some money for the bus. Oh, boy. She wants to be back in the rough and tumble. She wants the money. She wants the attention. She wants the clout. She wants the right-wing communication. If she's on the defensive, people will rally around her. This will be great. And she'll make some money. No. Nil point. No. Man. Marsha Hostetler is saying she's a Trump wannabe. Oh, Leah Bachman, 2 of the judges walked off after Giuliani was unmasked. They were mad. Oh, thank you, C. Johnson. That's very sweet of you. Ace of Swords. To truth. You're done. World. King of Cups. Oh, so she'll just go back to railing against the powers that be, but this is, you're done. Bye. I do remember back in the day, the second day in a row I've brought this woman up. I saw that her chart was, there's some similarities in her chart with Michelle Bachmann. Explains a lot. And, but at least we don't have to hear about her anymore. Thank heavens. Yesy13 Live says, I wonder if they'll air that episode. I assume it was, because they said it was in 2020, so I assume it's already aired. I don't know. I've never seen the show. So, Tina White says she predated Trump. It's got to burn that she wasn't able to profit from it. No, the way he has. Yeah. Bye. 39. Tina White. Was the Palin case set up by the GOP to somehow eventually get the Supreme Court to place restrictions on reporters and news outlets? Okay, so is there a bigger plot to put restrictions on news outlets? Because at this point, I don't think we'd put anything past the Supreme Court. Certainly not the Yavel right side of it. Frida Smet, I agree with you. Best thing to say to Palin, Sorry, who are you exactly? That would drive her crazy. All right, but is this part of a, or is there a bigger part, Palin or not? Is there a bigger plan here to get the Supreme Court to curtail reporters, journalists' power? Okay, that would be an everything's fine card. Okay. 4 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. They can try, but no, these are all really weak cards. No. Good luck. All right, at 4130, Marie Henson had a question. 4130. What will happen with the Texas secession bill going up for a vote next week? Yes, you heard that right. The Texas legislature, I believe it's legislature, they haven't, assuming this isn't some kind of special referendum voting, but there's a bill, in this Texas legislature, please correct me if I am wrong, who for Texas to secede from the Union. Really? Be careful what you wish for. Texas. Going down to the HEB. Have a great day, Disract. Texas. Oh, yeah, Lone Star State. Let's do this. Empress. That would be America. 10 of Swords. 9 of Swords. 6 of Wands. 6. There. This is just to stir up the base. This is just here. We're giving you what you want. We're giving you the far right. We're giving you what you want. This kind of potential for victory. This is nothing. This is nothing. The reality, if they actually did it, it would be a catastrophe. It would be an absolute catastrophe. Oh, jeez. What would happen with, it's like, okay, then you have to negotiate all your own treaties. You going to raise your own military because you're not using the United States military. You've got oil coming through. Great, good for you. It crossing international borders then for neighboring states. How many people in your state are really going to want to live there when they have to cross an international border to go visit family? What about customs? So you're going to have your own customs agents. What about your borders? What about your borders with the U.S. and Mexico? And you're in charge of all of it. It's closed down. Yes, Kim Larson closing down federal highways. Federal highways, there you go. You're on your own. Marcia Hostetler saying no help with tornadoes or storms. Yeah. Marie Henson, no economy, banking. But this kind of talk helps. They think it helps their cause on the far right. electricity, electrostorm. Yeah. It would be an absolute catastrophe, and I think ultimately they know that. Good luck. Annette Atkins is saying, I would be the first one to leave. Teresa Ford, what form of money would Texas use? Oh, yes. The Bitcoin mining. Let's go to a reading on the Bitcoin mining. 46. Exist. Well, it's really cryptocurrency mining, but we'll just... let's have a look at this. If you don't know what cryptocurrency mining is, basically you can create, let's say you create, okay, you can create a coin. This is not true. This is just a way for you to imagine it. Okay, you can create a coin. You can get a little 3D printer to create a coin for you. However, to stop everyone in the world from just saying, okay, coins, there is it's in a puzzle box. So you have to get a computer, plug it into the puzzle box, and you got to get it to figure out how to unlock the puzzle box, which is very complicated. And then once it unlocks and it locks it, then ding, it creates a coin. You've got a coin. Yay. So then you want another coin. All right. You get another puzzle. You take another puzzle box. Okay. This takes up massive amounts of computing power, massive amounts of electricity, so that you can create, so people aren't making too many of the made up coin money thing, fiat, backed by nothing, wildly volatile. Yes, precisely. So the puzzle box it's called blockchain. Roughly. I know this is not exactly right, but it seems to be the best way I can explain it to people. So it obviously doesn't make a literal coin, but it creates a bit of currency. Tina White says mining is simply verifying the equations that verify the Bitcoin transaction was completed. Power usage is astronomical. That's more accurate, but I find Marie Henson says it drains the grid. Not allowed everywhere. It can very much be used to launder money. It invites foreign countries to get involved. Yeah, there are all kinds of potential problems with it. But it's also, but some people, they want to get, you can apparently, in PayPal now, you can pay with cryptocurrency, but you can't store cryptocurrency there. You can't oh, this is where I at my bank, it's you can't keep cryptocurrency there. So anyway, but Texas is now saying, come on in. Whoops. Hello, Anish Kaur. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Tina White says, imagine 1,000 Game Boys running around the clock as a small operation. All my love from India. Oh, wonderful. Well, all of my love from Chicago. So in Texas, they've decided, come on in. We're going to be Bitcoin capital. Okay, you mean, hello, Linda. You mean you're going to be Bitcoin capital when your electrical grid is already on life support? Really? Oh, Texas. And guess who's pushing it? Ted Cruz. Because Ted Cruz. Frida Smet says they can't even warm their own people in the winter. Cruz is saying this will improve the grid in Texas. Right. Jolie, do they have any regulations on cryptocurrency? That's America going, what are you doing? Ace of Wands, Page of Wands, Three of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, 6 of Cups. I have a great idea. Let's communicate this. I'm sure it'll be great. I'm sure it'll be great for our electrical grid. Oops. Whoopsies. Maybe we should go back to kind of what we were doing before. Maybe this helps Democrats in Texas because not the greatest idea. It's infuriating. Oh, there's a whole I could do all kind of readings on cryptocurrency, but I'm gonna answer other questions. All right. 53 minutes in. Okay. Helen had a question. All right, Helen, what is your question? At 53 minutes. Trump and his cronies have collected dirt on people for decades, and now they had 5+ years of access to state secrets. Is he or are they blackmailing others in high places to escape justice? All right, Trump. Let's start with just Trump. Is Trump blackmailing people to escape justice? Oh, Trumpy. Card fell. Hold, please. Things are not going so well for Trump. So, gosh, I'm sure Trump isn't blackmailing anybody, holding anything over anybody, dirty secrets or what have you. He's such an upstanding, upright citizen. so compassionate, so kind to others. Sorry, I can't keep a straight face. Oh, potentially lots of stuff. Potentially. Here's the thing. But the one thing about blackmail, you kind of have to be organized. Sorry, my back is tight. Ow. Stretching. You really do have to be organized. You can't just forget about stuff, and he's not so good at that. Eights of Wands. Polly Wanda says Trump makes dirt look immaculate. Eight of Wands. Oh, eight of Wands. I think he would want to, or he would try, but then you've got an Ace of Swords, the Truth. We have the Chariot, big old law enforcement. I'm getting, Teresa Ford says yes, plus he lies so much it's not believable. Can you see him organizing blackmail material? Man, the man, I swear, I will bet you a whole nickel that he doesn't, like his shoelaces are the kind that you don't have to actually untie or tie, because I don't think he can. No. They've tried, they would want to, but all of these cards are totally overshadowing this one. Oh yeah, he would love. It's like maybe there was a time. I think it was more he's holding the base against people, against other Republicans. That's the issue there. But this feels like it's clean up on aisle, Trump everything. And these cards are totally overshadowing this. Truth. Law enforcement is coming for him. The dynasty, legally, dunzo. That's what's coming for Trump and his family. So, Frida Smet says, "Do you really think you could reach his shoes?" Well, I that was part of it. I think that's part of why I don't believe he can tie his own shoes. But Rasmus says Velcro. I don't know. I think they're the stretchy kind, the stretchy shoelaces. C. Johnson says, "Great news, Autumn. About time." Yeah, I'm still waiting. I'm just, every time my phone is like news alert or news headline or makes a noise like, oh, there's news, I'm like, was somebody arrested? Please, oh please. No, not yet. Chris L says, "I bet he has someone to tie them for him." Well, how pigs would steam his pants? You want me to what? The amazing boss I had years and years ago, retired VP of the New York Times, Andy Briggs. Great guy. No longer with us, unfortunately. But it was Arizona. You know how dry it is in Arizona? And it was just, he's like, what is this? Because his pants would get like the static with his socks, and he's like, what is this? And I was like, there's a spray you can get for that if it's really bothering you. He's like, here, go get me some. Because I was his personal secretary, even though I wasn't. So I went and got him some the spray. Brought it back. He took it. He went over there. He sprayed. And he was like, like it was magic. He's like, thank you. This is great. He was so happy. But he sprayed his own ankles. You know? He was, you know, when he left the New York Times, he was replaced by like 4 or 5 people who had to split his job up. And he sprayed his own ankles. Thank you very much. And he was retired. He was not a spring chicken. So Sherry H says, and that's when you ask for a raise. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I believe Pamela Bryant saying, is it true Pope Hicks would steam his pants? That's what I've heard repeatedly. Deborah said he didn't ask you to smooth it on. No. Nay. Mm-mm. All right, 101 and a bit. So let's do 101.30. Helen has another question. Thank you for your questions. Oh, it should be 101.30. Sure. All right, so 101.30, Helen had a question. Are far-right forces worldwide joined behind the scenes to destabilize democracy? RE, the escalation of the Ukraine crisis and the Canadian trucker protests. So are far-right forces worldwide joined behind the scenes or joining behind the scenes? Just read a really, I didn't read the whole thing, but I read a lot of a really interesting article about a man who was undercover with all kinds of neo-Nazis, cleanse people. Thank you, Marie Henson. Oh, thank you. And boy, the harrowing. Bless that man. He saved a lot of lives. But also, these people are, I mean, there's this combination of danger and idiocy. But other far-right forces, are they joined worldwide? I hope not. I mean, the only good news is thank God for stupid criminals. We would have something to worry about then. 9 of Swords. True, Joanne Hall. In the 1920s, Trump's father was arrested at a KKK rally. Hermit. 8 of Pentacles. Temperance. Queen of Swords. 7 of Wands. No, the basically law enforcement, they do try to they do break things up. That keeps things unstable where you can't trust other people. They're being watched as they work. The putting people in people in prison randomly breaks things up, keeps things from organizing more than it does. All right, what is wrong here? Anyway, Mel Broussard says, for far-right forces perhaps think transnational organized crime instead. Mobbed up politicians, business people. Yeah, organized crime. That is organized, but it still kind of falls into the same thing where they throw things in to destabilize it building in force. Oh my gosh, Colleen, thank you. It's very kind. Okay. Alan says our government was trying to pass a religious freedom bill, bye-bye rights for LGBTQ students. Yes, it's infuriating. 105.30. Here's a question. I don't have to read on this stuff every day. I don't have to, but I want to. I do. I get curious, so I usually end up pulling the cards out. I mean, yesterday at the end of, or after Ari Melber talked to Peter Navarro, I pulled cards when I was at the creative sprints in the afternoon, and I try not to do that because there was someone there who was even like, "Is anybody doing anything creative?" It's like, yeah, you're right. That's not what I'm here to do. But I was just so curious. I think I'll be able to see that. I don't know. There. Someday I'll have a camera that will adjust better. And I use I use completely natural light, so it gets. Thank you, Helen. Oh dear. Kristen saying breaking. The U.S. believes the Russian President Putin has decided to invade Ukraine and has communicated the decision to the Russian army via a PBS correspondent. Oh, well, I guess we should read on that then. Oh boy. Let me. I was getting a whole lot of foot dragging. Foot dragging would be good. Oh boy. All right. I'll look at that question here shortly. But for now, we are at 107.45. 108. U.S. believes Russian President Putin has decided to invade Ukraine and has communicated the decision to the Russian military. By the way, apparently, since all of this started, there were a lot of people came back from living in Ukraine, and so we used to say here in America, we used to say Kiev as the city, and there were a bunch of people who came back, and they just would say Kiev, and it was like, Kiev, okay, is that what we're supposed to be calling it? And but it turns out what's going on is the Russians call the city Kiev, and Ukrainians call it basically Kyiv. So if you call it Kyiv, Ukrainians are very grateful. So Kristen says breaking. U.S. warns won't rescue civilians if Russia invades Ukraine. Asks Americans to leave. Putin, you are an idiot. You are an idiot. 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 Diane B says all Americans strongly advised to leave Ukraine in 24 to 48 hours. Okay. Fine, I've got to do an overloaded Celtic because Putin. Pamela Bryant, Kyiv it is then. Putin invading Ukraine. At least we've got Biden in there. I don't even want to think what Trump would be doing right now, besides jumping up and down with glee. Putin invading Ukraine. Sherry H. says the former would be sending troops over to back Russia. Yeah, pretty much. There, hopefully that will stop me from having to keep adjusting it. All right, Putin, you moron. Knight of Pentacles. You don't want this. You think you do. You don't want this. In the past, thank God Trump isn't in office, isn't the president right now. Everyone who voted in America, everyone who voted for Biden, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right, center of the reading. Bully. And above the reading. Heartache. War. Heartache. Storm. Liberal knights having to go into the storm is what's hanging over this. Base of the reading. If they've been watching, Ukrainians know how bad this could get. Home environment. A lot. Also incoming. This hurts my heart. Hopes and fears. Yeah. That would be the fear. Yep, Tower. What other people see? Military, unnecessary military garbage. Putin. The challenge. The world's watching. Where did I put it? Where did I put the... There it is. The card rack, sorry. Near future 1 and 2. Final outcome 1, 2, and 3. Uncover the news breaking. U.S. expects the Russian invasion of Ukraine to begin next week, say officials. Jeez. Near future 1. Near future 2. Humanitarian work. The NATO forces getting ready. Final outcome 1. Final outcome 2. Final outcome 3. That's Putin. This is the subjugation of Ukrainians. This is insult to injury. I was getting cards. And for a while we were just coasting along. He's just gonna put one foot in. I'm there. I'm not. He's gonna play games. These cards are not playing games. These cards are not playing games. And for an outcome, that's ugly. There is one thing I will say here, just to put this. Diane B says Biden is going to talk to Putin shortly. Okay. Good. Thank you. I just want to say this here. It is very important to me that if Russia does go ahead and invade Ukraine, by the way, Putin's going to lie to Biden's face. Absolutely. We're not doing anything. Oh, no. It is very important to me that the chat does not erupt into we should not be at war, we should be at war, we should do something, we shouldn't do something. I know you guys like to talk over this stuff, but I'm going to beg you to be extra calm, to say we are going to we will agree to disagree. Because it could get really ugly really fast. And I understand, and I want you guys to voice your opinions, but this is supposed to be a safe space for really liberal or really Democrats, people who fall under that Democratic umbrella. This is a blue channel. blue channel. It just is. No, I'm not. I'm not saying to anybody you shouldn't have said something, or you should, or you shouldn't, or you. No. That wasn't directed at anybody. I am just, yes, Pamela Bryant. Chant mantra. Oh, calm. Right. We are united in our belief in democracy. We are united in being against authoritarianism. How we get there exactly? Being a Democrat there are only two main parties in the US. So being a Democrat is a pretty wide umbrella. But we're under this umbrella together. And trust me, we can disagree. Because trust me, the other side and the authoritarians overseas, they want to crush us. So, just letting you know. We have to remember who the real enemy is here, or enemies are. So, yes, I like that, Jolie. Deep breathing techniques applied. Yes. Oh, okay. Vicky, can we pray for a peaceful resolution? Absolutely. Just remember that all of our souls are pieces of the divine. We are all connected for all time. And we don't need to ask or beg, or we just say, Divine Spirit, fill the world with divine energy, of higher and higher vibration, loving energy, so that everyone realizes, and remembers that they are all connected, that we are in this together, that we are one, that these lives are short, that we are only here temporarily, and the best course of action is peace for everyone. Divine Spirit, raise the vibration of the world higher and higher for health and happiness, kindness, compassion, goodness for all, and peace. Okay. Okay. So I was wondering, 12030. I'm sure we'll read on this again probably tomorrow. Anyway, for now. At 12030, I had a question. I was curious. What kind of psychic imprint is Trump leaving at Trump Tower, Mar-a-Lago, the White House? Geographically, Trump Tower, White House, Mar-a-Lago. What kind of psychic imprint is Trump leaving on these places? Trump Tower. Because that's the thing. I mean, I've been to historical places in the UK, and I've been to various museums here and there, and I've been to there are various historical places in Chicago, say that had to do with the mobsters back in the 30s, back in the 20s and 30s. And the energy's it's really faded to nothing, nearly nothing. Most of the, like, there's a particular tour you can go through that will like go bust you around Chicago to show you places of famous mobster stuff. Almost all of them you have to explain what used to be there because it's not there anymore. And even places Al Capone did this, was here, blah blah blah. It's like it's dust. But there are places in the UK, certainly historical places, where you're just like, okay, yeah, I got it. So somewhere on that spectrum is Trump and the psychic imprint he is leaving. So psychic imprint he's going to leave on Trump Tower. Psychic imprint Trump is going to leave on the White House. Or he did leave on the White House. Oh, that feels worse. And the psychic imprint Trump is leaving on Mar-a-Lago. You're out of here. That's that card. Yeet. Trump Tower. He was a thief. He used to work here. He was a really bad business person. Yeah, he was president. Yeah. Okay. White House. Yeah, those far right actions. Moon, chaos. All the evidence that will be there. It's much more at the White House because while he's at the White House, he had a lot more energy coming at him. When you reach a certain level of prominence, you get a certain amount of energy coming at you, sometimes regularly, and it's an effect. It has an effect. I mean, it just does. Some people, it can go to your head, or some people can feel really, really beaten down, and it depends on the energy, but it also affects depends on how sensitive they are. But when you're president and you have these far right policies and you're causing that much damage, and you've potentially done so many things that it's so illegal, we don't have enough laws to cover them all. That's major arcana bad. He had a lot of negative energy coming at him. Mar-a-Lago is where he goes into the dining room and goes like this, so everyone will start clapping for him. Warrior Witch says, can famous people create toxic fandoms based on their energy? Oh, heck yeah. Oh, yeah. On the small scale, Manson. On the large scale, Yeah, well, yeah, there are various people. It's all about the money and the truth. They're gonna. This is just screaming. They're so gonna lose. They're gonna have Mar-a-Lago taken away from them. Yep. They apparently there's. I don't know if it's true. There is reporting that they lied to buy Mar-a-Lago, just like they lied to get the lease. Allegedly, they lied to get the lease of the hotel in DC. Their dynasty. No, this feels absolutely like you're done. That's not yours. You shouldn't have had it in the first place. So the psychic imprint he left is stronger on the White House, just because of the amount of energy coming at him. What kind of lasting effect? Because obviously there would be a lot of energy coming in at whoever's in the White House. More or less than what's already there. What effect does it have? What effect does it have? Three of Cups. First of all, we're grateful Biden's in there. Uncle Joe, thank you for being president. Seriously. Knight of Wands. Six of Swords. Seven of Pentacles. It depends if people go to prison. If the people are held accountable, it's just a story. It's just more history. Bad people did bad things. Under our system, people are held accountable. And we keep on keeping on. And fascism does not survive in the United States of America. Yeah. All right. Hang on a second. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. 10, 11, 12. Okay, so if I'll answer these 3 questions, I'll have my 12 for today. I want to make sure I answer as many of your questions as possible. All right. Sun came out. All right, 128 and a bit. 128, 30. Jennifer White had a question. How will the truck convoy in Canada end? Okay, so how will the truck convoy in Canada end? There's some angry people, but they're frustrated. I don't think they're star. Well, they've certainly brought the attention of the world. They've definitely brought the spotlight to themselves. Strength. Page of Pentacles. 9 of Swords. 4 of Cups. Knight of Cups. There are some people there who are very afraid for their future. It's also very upsetting to people who aren't sleeping, people who can't function. There's strength in some form of unionization or of working together in that sense. But at the point where they're not even working with anybody, they have to leave. There's it's like we've asked you nicely, and it's not a aggressive law enforcement charge. It's more of a come on, you're going. So that's what I'm getting. Very emotional. Alan says the U.S.-Canada border is blocked in 3 crossings. Is that correct? I don't know. Hello, Justin's mom. So let me see here if I can get any more information. I think law enforcement is going to be it's going to be firm but reasonable is what it feels like. 2 of 1, so communication, far right communication. 3 of swords, lovers, and they end up kind of where they were. It doesn't really help, and the far right did them no favors. The American far right did them no favors. Matter of fact, it undermined a lot of their message. That's what I'm getting. Kristen saying breaking. PM, Prime Minister says everything on the table to end blockades following Biden call. Prime Minister of UK, Canada, Ukraine. I don't know. Electra Storm says the US government told Canada today to take care of it. Okay. No well-being and healthy. Rainbow Bridge is not blocked. I'm not a believer in the Rainbow Bridge, but some people are, and that's awesome. Okay, the sun is coming out and then going away, coming out and going away. We'll try this. Oh, Justin Trudeau's having a press conference, Gary Atkins is saying. Cool. The thing in Ukraine is complicated. I will say that. The West got them to get rid of their nuclear weapons by saying, you don't need to worry about being attacked because we will protect you. Now they're being attacked. Anyway, 134. Pamela Bryant, 134. I want to hear about the government seizing all the trucks, finding and putting the truckers in jail, then following the money to get the people that are funding this chaos. Will this happen in Canada or the US? Pamela, let me know, please, if you're here. In the meantime, I'm actually going to have a look at Greta's question. And 34:30. Greta wanted to know what's happening with Strawman Jared. Slenderman. Slenderman moves fast. Slenderman moves fast when he wants to. Oh, Kushner. Oh, Kushner. You are so awful. Let me not have to count the waves, but what's going to happen to you? What's going on? Well-being and health. I walked that bridge. Oh, it's a real thing. So sorry. I haven't. Rainbow Bridge is a real thing. I'm thinking the place, Catholics say that's where animals go when they die, when they pass on. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I didn't realize it was like a real That's what it's called. I'm sorry. My ignorance. That was my sheer ignorance. All right, Kushner. Thank you. Thank you, Christine. Kushner, Kushner, Kushner. Lucky girl. Oh. Is the slumlord having troubles? Allegedly. Chariot. 8 of Wands. 4 of Wands. Knight of Cups. King of Swords. He hates Donald Trump. Hates him. All the troubles, of course, Kushner was perfectly happy to be a part of the administration and enrich himself and his family to no end. But there will be questions. This is a prosecutor, but it's not for a while. But he's not buddies with his father-in-law, is what it feels like. William says, I thought a rainbow bridge meant a gay bridge. It should. Rasson reads, Killer, new. Killer Kendall Kushner. Hope he comes with his very own summons. Will he go to prison? It is my nature to try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but every time I close my eyes and I try to think about him, I see him in front of the White House giving that horrible speech, and his face is all twisted in anger. How dare you little people say negative things toward the president, toward little people, poor people. Eesh. All right, that's a legal decision. It's a decision. Swords are often legal. Oh, and there's a rainbow bridge in Utah. Oh, thank you, Joanne. I did not know that. 6 of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Hangman, Hierophant, 3 of Pentacles. The truth upending his world. This would be an institution. This would be a plan to try to pay off the lawyers or something. Get me out of here. Get me out of this mess. Get me out of this mess. Get me out of this mess. Panic. That's what I'm getting there. I'm not getting a final, but this is what I'm being given. That's what it feels like. It's like, look, that's all you're getting. Oh yeah, that whole 666 Park Avenue. I live at 667, neighbor of the beast. Exactly. Who knew this would be a geography lesson today? Exactly, Pamela. So, Pamela Bryant, I'm so sorry I missed it. Did you mean the U.S. or Canada, or what were you thinking? You probably answered, but I missed it. But I'm not seeing. Oh, it's Niagara Falls. rainbow bridge. That makes sense. That makes sense. Three crossings. Okay. Well. All right. Well, let me read something else about Ukraine. The Ukraine situation. I'll make that my 12th question. And then if you have other questions, oh yes, Sherry H. That yesterday, that interview with Peter Navarro, oh, it was infuriating. Yeah, he was saying Pence had the right to send basically send it back to the states for them to look again at this election. And Ari Melber said, oh, okay, so if Kamala Harris does the same thing, that's okay. He's like, no, she can't just decide. So your white male evangelical can, but not the woman of color. Oh no, of course not. These people are awful. Awful. Anyway, at 1:42, I'm sorry, I'm to be reading on this. 1:42 is the U.S. going back to war. Ukraine edition. Be nice. That's all I ask. Everybody is allowed to state their opinion, and we are all going to think differently. Remember, the Democratic umbrella is very wide. Very wide. And this is a blue space. So we can agree to disagree. But I'm going to read, is the U.S. going back to war? Ukraine edition. Steve says it's a beautiful day in D.C. Oh, good. Been outside recharging my spirit, doing yard work. Nice. Nice. War. How are we going back to war? Ukraine edition. And check with other readers too. There's no reader who gets all this 100% correct. That's not how this works. So do check with other readers too. It's usually the consensus is what's most likely to happen. Sorry, was that something? Oh, okay. The world card for the reading. Yep. It wouldn't just be us. Polly Wanda, is the color purple allowed? It wouldn't just be us. That is a factor. It would not be any kind of unilateral anything, for what it's worth. And we prayed for peace just a little while ago. Keep doing that. That's your homework. Your homework is to be praying for peace, and I shall too. 6 of Swords, Emperor, 2 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, Magician. This is very unstable. these twos. They're very unstable. This can be crossing the water with your weapons to go against an emperor. This is very unstable energy. This is someone standing up, and the leader of Ukraine, his name just went straight out of my head. Him. Marie Henson said another reader saw a skirmish happen. Skirmish is better than war. Yeah, could we have a dance off? Michael Jackson. Fool. We know what war is. We know what happens. 5 of Wands, Sun, Star, Page of Cups. We wouldn't be alone. Whatever happens, we're not going to be alone. Yes, whoever can moonwalk the best wins. Exactly, Rasslin Reigns, Sherry H. Yes, let's do that. Zelensky, thank you. Thank you. We know what all that is, but it feels like we would not be alone. And it doesn't say exactly here, but I have a feeling. Let me see. Yes, Carmela Whitaker saying rock, paper, scissors, best 3 out of 5. If Russia invades Ukraine, will we enter a cyber offensive like the world has never seen to save American lives? Will our keyboard warriors go and make Putin's life miserable? And true. That's, you make sure to give you credit for saying that. Helen is saying, importantly, Putin didn't get the Orange Fuhrer to destroy NATO. Exactly. All right. Cyber. 149. Cyber. The U.S. a cyber attack on Russia. Okay, first thing that popped in my mind is a mental image of an oil field. Oil fields, pipelines. King of Pentacles. Okay. Someone who thinks they've got lots of money. Nine of Wands, 4 of Wands, Hierophant, Strength, 9 of Cups. Putin thought he was in a bad situation, but then he had Trump in there, and that was going to be great. But that's not there anymore. And now there is government strength, and this is all liberal energy. These are like award-winning hackers. these are people who've won medals. This right here. This will run you right over. This is extremely strong government. Want to see what we can do here in the liberal West? Oh boy. How it's after 2, I should be going, but 151 and a bit. Well, come on. Attack Russia. She's more like counterattack. If this happens, 152. If Putin invades, will Biden be too measured? I'm trying to figure out the best way to put that. So, if Putin invades Ukraine, how are you going to respond, Biden? Uncle Joe. President Biden, Joe Biden, how are you going to respond? With allies. I'm getting allies. I'm getting a lot of that. Carolyn Carpenter says NATO will do the work. Yeah, but I guess something's coming in. There's a big dark cloud right there. Okay. Page of Swords against a big bully. Just going to hold these. 2 of Wands. I shuffled. 2 of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, Chariots, World, not alone. And they will rain on his parade. Don't do it, Putin. Don't do it. Don't do it. You think you want to do it. You think you're going to be whatever fantasy you have in your head. Second reading in a row where I'm getting, you do this, the West is going to rain on your parade in a way you're not going to like. And we'll read more on, I'm sure we'll read more on this tomorrow, but that's going to do it for, Steve says, FYI, when we're done here, just got a notification that Diane's Tarot is live. Oh, okay. We could head to Diane's Tarot. It's a good place to go. All right. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Hang in there. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. We're going to get through this, okay? And there are good days ahead. There are good days in the future. There are. Even when it seems like there aren't going to be any good days. There are good days in the future, okay? Hang in there. In 2 hours, I'll be over at Book Art Media doing creative sprints. You're always welcome. Links in the description box. And other than that, I'll see you right back here tomorrow. Take care. All right. Hang in there. Breathe.